GM Coder Dan. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm assuming the people in the audience can hear us. Just throw up an emote or something. GM Ace, GM Transistor, GM Schnitzel Death. Coder Dan is back.
Yeah.
GM, how you doing today?
Doing great. How about you, sir?
I'm doing well. Can't complain. It's another wonderful snapshot Saturday for me, so I'm ready for it.
Hell yeah. You back in Tennessee now?
Yeah, I'm back home now and just getting back into the lock-in phase of just doing work.
Same, man.
Yeah, I had a
October's good month, most productive month in the year. So lock it in, get some shit done.
Yeah, I saw your post this morning about October being your lock-in month. It inspired me. I talked a lot with White Ranger last week about Cursor AI, so I'm on the cusp of
Hell yeah.
jumping into Cursor AI. Although he told me there's a new one that you're suggesting already.
Yeah, that one was like it's a Y Combinator clone of another one called Continue, which I haven't used yet. I'm just using Cursor. But I'm using Cursor with which model is it? It's not ChatGPT 01. It's like I think it's Claude Sonnet or something. So I feel like I need to level that up and like use the latest model. But yeah, Cursor or Continue. Continue I think is like an open source version of Cursor, or of VS Code with the same features of Cursor. So either one is fine. Cursor is $20 a month,
Yeah,
which
there's
for the
Yeah,
productivity gains, it's worth it.
rumor has it the guys from Pear just forked that other repo
Yeah.
and
No,
then
they did.
sold it to Y Combinator or something. I tried to
Yeah,
use
they
it, it
did.
wasn't great. I was interested because they had their own model listed, but it wasn't very good. And yeah, I switched between 4.0, 01 Mini, and Claude, depending on. Sometimes I'll get stuck in like a bug loop and have
Yeah.
to change models to figure it out. Ironically, going to like Chat GPT in the browser sometimes helps too. For whatever reason, I don't know what the differences are.
Yeah, I got
But
stuck on a bug today in Solidity and it couldn't figure it out. I was sad. I had to manually debug it. But
are you adding documentation to your settings?
no, I'm just writing the code and then writing tests for the code. I'm not writing any
Right.
documentation.
So what I would do is I would get the latest and greatest like documentation for whatever your solidity, and then you can add that documentation after you add
Right.
it. And so
yeah,
that's what's
that makes
most
sense.
helpful. Because
It
then it
wasn't a
can just
Solidity
refer to the
issue.
documentation.
It was my code. That's the way I was importing something turned out to be the issue. Like it wasn't. Maybe it could have fixed it. I don't know. I'll look more into the at. I've seen there is like an at documentation, right? So yeah, I should probably
Yeah,
give
they
that a try.
have it preloaded with a ton of everything. And then you can also, like for Godot, I have to add in all my Godot documentation. And
Right.
so if I'm like whatever I'm working on in Godot, I will add that documentation when I'm writing the code.
That's cool.
Yeah, but it is lock in October, man. That's ironic that I didn't see that post, but that's been I I've been fighting the cancer of self-doubt for like a week just because of how competitive the marketplace is, not only in crypto, but in like my niche, like corporate life.
Yeah. I feel like we're all gonna just be facing that for the next forever, I guess, because things are just it's gonna be hyper competitive out there forever now. Like it's insanely.
I had no idea. And I've really been like open source kind of ideology, but then after a while you get tired of being broke, so I have to find some kind of balance between like giving my ideas away for free and like not being poor.
They always say it's like it's okay to post your ideas online because everyone's lazy and no one's actually going to steal them, which is probably true. It's all about execution in the end.
Well, that's I was talking to a guy about it, and he's like, just make a quality product. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the end, it's whoever's motivated to do it. But I don't know. With all the AI coming, and I wrote an app this week that was a work of art, and I'd probably say at least 2,500 to 3,000 lines of code between the server and the front end.
Yeah. Thrax, you want to talk about your AI wizard class? Come on, give the chat a quick deep dive.
Yeah, dude, like long story short, basically I'm barely using GPT the way it should be used. There's like, I mean, obviously I've done a little stuff like making custom GPTs and telling it to talk to me in a certain way, but you can tokenize documentation, or even not, you don't even need to tokenize it anymore. You can give it to it as PDFs, and you can like make the GPT expert in certain things. So like, for example, you're using Godot, you'd put the Godot documentation PDF as your custom thing. But then there's something called super parameters, which basically, so like without getting too complicated, you're kind of like trying to skirt GPT's protective thingies. So like if you're trying to do something, but you don't know how it always answers like, certainly I'll help like this, but you should always contact whoever. It always gives you this like safety spiel. And super parameters kind of let you skip that.
Where'd you find this guy?
He is a friend from university who went and graduated, and now he's working at one of the top AI firms in the country. And he's like doing his own, he's building his own AIs and stuff. It's really cool.
Yeah, and there's so much. I try to watch at least like one AI video every day just to see what they're talking about. Like 10-minute, like keep abreast of all the stuff because it's just changing so fast. But there's
Yeah,
not
I mean,
enough
if you're not
depth in
doing
those.
that,
Yeah.
if you're not watching and like paying attention, the field moves so fast. Like when Cursor came out with 3.5 and Sonnet, like instantly there were thousands of people coding. Like if you weren't one of the people that was paying attention to that, you're already left behind. And then there are people that are using Cursor, but with their own suite of AIs, basically. So it's like Claude will talk to their AIs on board on their computer, which is even more powerful.
Yeah, I'm convinced whoever holds the API keys holds the future. At the pace things are going.
Yeah, and we just did announce the snapshot. Everyone go check that out. So get those season finale rewards out to the gang. Should be available to do that tomorrow. And that's the end of season 9, friends. Anyway, back to AI.
I told my buddy I wanted to combine a bunch of AIs on my computer. First of all, he like crapped on my dreams because he told me it's not that easy, man. Like, then he told me all these different like reasons why it's not easy. But then I told him like my like general idea was not to get complicated and was just to give the AI a way to like fix its own code and then just like minor tweaks to things one at a time. And he said, yeah, don't do that, please. We don't need Skynet. But like, I
No,
don't
we
think that's
do. I
realistic.
think
Is that realistic?
we're accelerating, and Skynet is here already. It's been here.
Yeah. No, the
Yeah,
thing is,
I
man,
was.
like,
I heard that the Matrix and the Terminator are the same timeline.
yeah, I could see that. Just Terminator is the hardware and Matrix is the software.
The Terminator was the prequel to the Matrix.
We're leaning
Well,
very
look, let
heavily
me.
into the 1337 laptop wearable right now. I'm just saying.
Well, I'll put it to you this way, guys. Like AI that we have access to is like cute. There are
Yeah.
AIs that are already being built and currently functioning in places like the military and like threat detection systems and like targeting systems. And those are the ones we should be worried about. I'm not worried about chatbots.
Yeah, this video I shared up here is from Y Combinator, and they were talking about they're a law firm. They had access to ChatGPT 4 before ChatGPT was even live. I'm like, damn. They had an NDA with OpenAI because they're part of Y Combinator. So they were like playing with ChatGPT 4 and building a legal product around it before people even knew about ChatGPT. It's like,
Dude,
damn, man.
Yeah, now imagine the military, dude.
Yeah. Oh, the military
ChatGPT
like
48.
had ChatGPT and had all this shit probably 5 years ago at least.
And they say the military is like 10 to 30 years ahead of civilian life. So I don't know what that means for AI.
And has anyone seen the theory that Bitcoin was created by the CIA because
Yes.
the name in Japanese and Chinese literally means zhong, like zhongben tong in Chinese is uh zhong means
Central
central,
intelligence.
and then bentong means like ben means like self, and then tong means like smart. So it's like kind of funny that it's a very plausible theory. HBO is going to have their documentary coming out next week on who they think it is.
Yeah, dude, I'm like 90% leaning towards that theory. I know it's a conspiracy theory and all, but like it sounds too it's too they like their wordplay, number one. And then number two is the like all the VRF like stuff that was out at the time, which was supposedly trusted, wasn't used for Bitcoin's like genesis, right? He just made his own VRF thing. And then it came out later that the CIA had zero-day exploits to all of the original VRF stuff. So it sounds like he knew about that and wanted to make it secure.
I always thought the banks went to a bunch of cryptographers and told them to make a decentralized money system. And then the bank changed their mind and wanted to control it. And the software developers just got mad and released it in the wild anyway.
Mhm. I mean, it's a good experiment before CBDCs. Like they want something centralized, right? So you need something decentralized first. I mean, this is their way that they could, like theoretically, if this was a CIA thing, they now have a perfect way to send money across the world, which is fairly untraceable, right? Black funds. That's too crazy.
I just want my digital pet, bro, that I can just pet and it poops money for me. Give me that, CIA. You can take everything else.
Goals. How do we make that their mission now?
I mean, if we could get an
We need to
arcade
find...
machine inside the Pentagon.
No, bro, we just need to
Somewhere.
find oil in the Gotchiverse.
That is a good way. Oh, I did tag you in a video in the chat, Thrax. It's literally an 8-minute long Palantir AI demonstration of how it is like a battle command center that all you have to do is say yes to whatever it wants to do.
Oh my god, dude, that's all we need now.
It's not like war
Do we?
games.
Yes, no? It's pretty much war games, yeah.
They're inspired by war games, or probably Hollywood was inspired by the tech more likely.
Yeah, and this
I
is
mean,
an
it
old
always is.
video.
Yeah.
It always is, dude. All this sci-fi crap is like someone watched it and was like, I gotta make one of those.
I'm curious in the chat, like, is that who here is using AI in your like non crypto life or crypto life? I'm gonna put a quick. I'm just curious, like, is it being used for any crypto purposes yet?
I'm using it for
Like,
creation for crypto
yeah,
content. Yeah, scripting. I'm probably gonna start doing AI generated music for each piece because I can get like more granular with it. I'm using images from Grok to cover up stuff with B-roll, and then the captioning in Premiere is all AI, where it will transcript and then give me a pretty like 90% of the way caption, where I just have to go back and kind of tweak it. So to make things way more efficient. A video that would take like 3 hours before I can do in an hour or so.
I saw a question actually between AI and quantum computing, private key encryption. There's actually a lot of stuff happening right now, um, which is essentially working to circumvent the stuff that's going to happen when quantum comes out, because quantum is going to be able to brute force stuff way faster than anything we have currently. But there are, uh, I want to say, companies that are working on different new cryptography methods that are quantum resistant. So they use quantum computers to like come up with them and test them. Um, some of them
yeah,
are like there's one called I think the NIST is the big one, National Institute for something or something. They're doing something big. There's a few. There's Byte
Science
and
and
Sphinx and
technology.
yeah, sounds about right. Yeah, I think they work with Algorand Foundation, I believe. That's actually one of the cryptocurrencies slash chains that are working on becoming quantum resistant. But it is something you should really look into because it is really interesting and it's going to change the shape of crypto as we know it, at least at first. But yeah, the people that are smart about it are thinking about it for sure.
It's certainly going to be code wars for the next 10 years, at least.
It's always code word, bro. It's never gonna change. It's just different code, different
yeah.
tech.
It's just things are happening faster and faster. That it's
Yeah.
like it's just exhausting in some ways, but exhilarating in others.
There was a term that I came across and I can't remember it. It was said in a YouTube video about because I'm like there's like a AI native coder and then like a first generation. So like I'm the first generation of like AI coder, I feel. So where like I had some basis idea but not anything close to what I'm able to produce now. And like he was saying that there's like two ways to do it. Like the native coders are like completely okay with just let AI take over, like being like the coders with AI assistants are more like focusing on little like tiny sections of code versus just like letting AI make entire apps.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost hard to be like, actually, I know nothing about coding, so let the AI do everything.
Yeah, that's how you end up with
When it,
broken code, dude.
but it just it's like yeah, partly, but also it's the AI is not quite good enough in some ways, or you just like you keep prodding it to do what you want until it does it,
Yeah.
and you
It
have
has
enough
like massive
testing and stuff.
issues.
Training AI because
But
all
it
of my
Huh?
like input outputs are going to like train the models for future input output.
But I put out a post the other day. I'm really curious, like for crypto, I I've seen a couple AI things, but I haven't really seen enough or like enough innovation, and specifically how like AI can help people make their crypto like trading, I guess, more efficient. or bring new ways of like interacting with crypto via AI. I would love to see more stuff on that, just in our space in general, because the two spaces are becoming more and more intertwined.
Honestly, what I would like to see,
I mean,
like right now, there are. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just
Hello?
gonna say I was able to spin up a glitter faucet that sent both Matic and glitter and had a front end and could scan a QR code. I set all that up within like 2.5 hours, and it was functional.
That's sick. Yeah,
That's
very
insane.
cool.
I would like to personally see, there are those like sentiment bots basically that pick keywords, and if they basically collate data for someone to look at and then make decisions based off of. But now that we have like natural language models, we can actually get much more detail. The only problem is obviously you'll still be contending with bots, but like that will also help with bots because bots, generally speaking, will say the same thing. So you can filter data, you can find out what people are saying about a specific token, if they're bullish, bearish, whatever.
Yeah, I've seen Kaido. You guys, I don't pay for it. I think it's very expensive. But Kaido is kind of similar to that. They're doing a lot of analyses of big data.
Well, that's good actually. I like that. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, it's not cheap. It's like $800 per month for individual. But they put out fire charts.
I mean, $800, bro. If you can make that like
Yeah.
pay for itself. Hmm.
Hey Thrax, I did have a question for you
What's up?
while you're on the call. You saw pictures of the Polycade, right? When we were running
Yes,
it.
looks amazing.
So on the top we have that digital screen leaderboard.
Hmm.
So I know you were working on the augmented reality kind of filter with the where the person becomes an Aavegotchi.
Yeah.
So there's a webcam on the Polycade, and I was
Oh.
wondering if we could put like a ghost of each of the two players on the leaderboard, and then when they were playing the game, their like facial expressions would be on the ghost, correct?
Yes, you can do that.
So would you need two separate cameras, or can you do two on one camera? Would it have to be separate feeds?
I think it has to be two separate cameras, otherwise, well, because I don't know actually. It could be two. It could be one camera, but two instances of processing. I'm not sure how it works. But like really, what you would need is
Maybe
just the
we could like
VRM.
split that feed
You
in
what?
the back end. We could like split the feed in the back end and then just have like two proxy cameras or like one proxy.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know exactly how. Like the both cameras are on the are like both players would be on the same machine.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Player one, player two, just like in the picture.
Mhm. Then yeah, I'm not exactly like sure about the technicals of it, but there shouldn't be an issue with grabbing two feeds and then putting it on a VRM or live putting it on a VRM. The only thing is you'd have to record that and then store it in a database somewhere.
The feed?
Yeah, like if you're trying to save it, like if you're trying to keep it for the
No.
leaderboards or whatever.
What? No. It'd be why they're playing because the thing is, like, if you're
Oh,
in a
yeah,
crowd of people and someone's playing the arcade machine, you can't see their facial expression.
gotcha.
So if we
Okay, okay.
put them on the leaderboard as an Aavegotchi, they'd be facing the opposite way. So the
Yeah.
people behind them would get to see their facial expressions, but as an Aavegotchi.
Yeah, you can totally do that, man. Let's talk. Sounds like fun.
Cool. Well, that's the free alpha. That's what I was going to try to do. I'll reach out to you.
Mhm. Awesome, man. Did you guys catch Jesse and No Futuristic on the spaces as gotchis?
Did anyone clip it? I haven't watched the full one, but someone should definitely clip that, and we'll retweet that. Like if there's any good moments.
I did see it somewhere on Twitter, so I know that there is a recording.
Yeah, it was recorded
Yeah,
and posted to Twitter. And yeah, shout out to TK. She was live on the show with us. It was me and Jesse as our gotchis, and then TK as her human self. The TK we hung out with at MCon. So it was very cool. Also, shout out to Goobs. He had great production, putting up videos and B roll behind the things we were saying to make it a little more lively.
Yeah, that
yeah,
was a
like
good
to get
Yo,
the.
that
Oh,
was a
hey,
good episode because of you know future you took so much footage of the MCon event, so it worked really well to do it as a live stream instead of a spaces.
We should definitely do more of those whenever I capture the footage, because that was like half of the footage. There's still like much larger footage on my cinema camera that just wasn't feasible to put into Discord. I didn't have time to like transcode it. But yeah, like definitely we should do those things.
Yeah, I think you're going to get a lot more alpha and anybody else that joins or rewatches the episode soon because another thing that's very visual is our work on unreleased aspects of the Gotchiverse or Gotchi Guardians, and so we've decided like basically every week we'll be diving into something that's unreleased and analyzing it and having some visuals to go along with that. So we're not just talking about it, but kind of going through it step by step together. I think this next week we might have a lot of Gotchi Guardians goodness. We'll have to see what we do, but pretty sure we're going to be able to do that. Carla's working hard to set it up, and it should be timed around a very good release window. Speaking of Coder Dan, I just hopped on stage to double check. We've got a special guest today, right?
yes, sir.
Oh.
We have arranged with them. I'm not sure exactly what time they're going to pop in.
Okay.
Once we have exact confirmation of that time, we are going to be dropping the type form here in just a moment. So
Nice.
great to see 69 friends in the audience. Great. Oh, now we're at 70. Great to see everyone filing in. And yeah, it's I'm curious who you guys think the guest is going to be.
Yeah. Do we have any guesses? It's the AI god.
It's not
It's
Sam
not
Altman.
actually a person.
That'd be cool though.
It's just an NPC. Oh, I wonder who.
This is a new one. They've never been in our Discord hangout before.
So, assuming that they do manifest and show up here shortly, we're going to spark interesting conversation with them. So, should I drop a few Gotchiverse updates now instead of waiting to the end of the hour?
Sure, yeah, that might be good.
Okay, cool. Well, guys, it's been another good week for the team. Dr. Wagme says, "Friends of Andrew Young." So close, just circling. Um, I don't think the word Andrew isn't the key part though. Couple cool things about like the upcoming launch party. So we're gonna have Geist launching, quickly followed by a Gotchiverse launch party. As we've talked about, it's like not even feature parity with 2D. It's very much built for having a great first time in the metaverse together, first time in the Gotchiverse together. But there are going to be a number of things we want to be able to do through that party, like onboard new people and do that as easily as possible, and also to connect the people that are already onboarding with one another. So, got a couple new snazzy modals that are programmed and ready to be part of the event. So, take a look at these, quite illustrative of what we're doing. The first one, the gold one, is um, if you walk up with your Gotchi to a fellow Gotchi at the party, uh, you're going to be able to face them, press the F key, and indicate you want to follow their profile. So this is part of the V2 profiles that the team's working so hard on. You're going to be able to actually, much like Twitter, less like Facebook, just follow people that you're interested in. And basically bookmark favorite player profiles and compare their leaderboard scores to your own, and eventually like also leave private messages, things like that. But initially it's more like just following, and in the truest sense, it's like, oh, there's Coder Dan, I want to make sure I'm connected with him. And it's not like a yes, accept, or decline. It's more like a follow or don't follow. It's totally up to you. So people can start following one another, connecting in this event. I think there's even a badge for following a certain number of people. You get recognized for using the feature. And the one on the other side is obviously you need an account. This is what happens when somebody um, is going to be able to join the event from a link shared on socials. So it's like we're in the party, we're dropping these links on socials. People can click on them and immediately get pulled into the game. And so we're lightly calling them visitors, a kind of ghostly term. And so they're visitors. They're like half transparent ghosts that are part of the party, but they lack a lot of the functionality that the rest of us will enjoy. And so they're going to get prompts like this one, probably every 5 minutes. It's kind of scheduled where it's like, hey, you still haven't made an account. You should really go do that. And then you can, be part of the free mints. You can be part of the open editions. You can do everything else that everybody else is doing. So this will really help taking curious people and holding their hand and getting them to create a player profile. That's a little bit different. The language on this one needs to be adjusted. I noticed it says a Geist account, but like Dan, that's another level, right? There's like kind of 3 tiers. You're a visitor, total random who just popped in, very limited. There's one where you made the free user profile, you connected your socials or connected your wallet, and then there's the top tier. You're a Geist member, and that's really where you want to go. But you're going to need an invite. So um, so yeah, this will prompt you to at least get your user profile created. And you can even see there's an extra prompt there, bonus prompt, if you're ready to buy your Aavegotchi. So yeah, I'm so stoked for this party. The only thing we need is something like BitBoy doing a fight in the middle of the Gotchiverse. We don't have a fight aspect yet.
Do we have we can make a BitBoy NPC.
Yeah, and then we can take the SFA duels and just place it right in the middle of D1. Just get a BitBoy invite going. But we should be thinking about who we want to invite. We are doing that. If you guys listening here have any special requests, anybody you think should be at the party that would really enjoy it, we're getting those invitations out, making sure they got a gotchi, they're set up to join the party. So maybe it's not BitBoy, but maybe there's somebody else out there we're not thinking of. Let us know. Somebody maybe that has interacted with Aavegotchi in the past, but it's been a minute. This is a great time to invite them back.
Yeah, I was on the show with Huda the other day, and he's like really excited about the launch party. So we'll definitely either go on right after it or at some point during the show. He was like, "Yeah, once you guys get Gotchiverse 3D up, let me know. He wants to cover it."
Yeah, that seemed really to go well, and he's really.
That was great. Yeah.
Yeah, he must have fired off 3-4 tweets just talking about the event from different angles. So could tell he was amped and excited by what was shared. So yeah, we should get him over there. He can. That's the other thing. They it's not just attend, but it's WebGL. It's browser based. It's very easy to be in there and also to stream it, share it with people. So I imagine people like No Future, you'll be live streaming it for sure, and so many others. We'll definitely also be doing what we can to amplify. So a lot of people are going to see us all partying in 3D together and be like, what the heck is going on over there in Gotchi Land? Like, what are these?
Yeah, we'll get Farmer Ralph back, FaZe.
Yeah.
He's retired now, but we'll get him back. I love that.
The team's really busy working through this. They made good progress on the NPCs this week. So I know part of questing is talk to the NPCs, be sent on a mission. We do have I think it's over 30 NPCs that will be attending the party. So always something to say and something to think about. So there'll be some alpha in there and some funny stuff. And we're working through where they go and who they are and all that. But there's 30 plus finished characters now that populate the Gotchiverse. And actually, I got to get some time from you, Dan, next week to share notes on some of the lore that was developed over the last year and a half, and for the graphic novel, and then make sure that it's canon. Make sure what these guys are saying today matches up with where we're going on the bigger timeline.
For sure.
So I'm pretty pumped for
I'm
that.
really excited about the NPCs. That just all the work that like the team has done now to set the stage for the world. Now we're like starting to fill in the content and make it feel like it's alive. It's coming along really well. I'm like FOMOing to get into it here and add more and more like features that are just going to bring it to life and really make it feel like a world, and then add the gameplay on top of that, and we're cooking for sure. Special guest in 9 minutes. They're going to come on in just a moment. So Midnight Ghost, we can drop the type form here for the friends in the chat, so we can see great turnout today. We had 74 friends in the audience, and yeah, we'll give a little bit of context about this guest just in a moment here.
Yeah, we get Carla coming up, and then just really quick to finish up, since we're about to switch gears. That last image I dropped is just a tease of some internal concept art. I was gonna say, who can guess what that is, but I may not be showing enough leg there for you to guess what that that platform is they're standing on. But it's like initially on launch day, we're so busy just getting the basics of the metaverse like down pat, the whole infrastructure, that this will be like, I would call it like a playground game. It's an area where you can make and gamify it, make your own rules, use it how you see fit to have some fun with your friends. And then later, after we see how you guys use it, it'll help inform, and you guys can help inform us on like how to formalize that into an actual mini game with leaderboards or anything inside. There's a number of areas in D1 that are like that, where it's like a playground game. You can pick it up, make whatever you want out of it, and then later we can always formalize that, where a countdown clock hits or there's scores to be kept, that kind of thing. So pretty excited for that area I just showed off there. It's gonna be a really fun spot. But yeah, 9, now 8, now 7 minutes. That's exciting. So we got more friends from gaming space on the way.
Lagging, you're dropping some alpha here, sir. What you got? By the way, anyone, if you're building a game or an experience, we're going to be putting out the new Geist docs probably next week, and that'll include a type form for getting whitelisted just to be able to deploy contracts. But for game developers specifically, like Login, we did have a chat with the guys from Dropped about how to integrate the Aavegotchi gaming console into their profile and just into the game in general. So happy to onboard you guys as well. Like once you're ready to start doing that. Still a little bit of work on our side to get all the SDK ready, but we're doing that work actively now. And any feedback from third-party devs would be really helpful to make sure that we're providing all the tools that you guys need. Specifically, one thing is every game on that's going to be launching is going to, if you've played SFA and Guardians, you've seen the badges. We'll have each game will be eligible to hook into that badge system, and the badges will be for player profile points to unlock cool stuff in your Gotchi player profile, and also we've talked a little bit about Gotchi points. So that's another one of the main ways that you'll be earning Gotchi points is playing the games. So the more games we have, kind of the more opportunities for people to earn Gotchi points there are.
Of the Gotchi points. GP.
All right, friends. Well, I'm going to go ahead and drop the type form here. been a while. Feels good getting the type form back. Oh, I think I added everyone. Oh well. All right. Well, a little bit of context about this guest before they come on. If you guys were here probably a year or so ago, it's been a while in the cooking. But Andy was on one of these hangouts talking about a special partner that we had been chatting with and getting pretty serious with it. So they're going to be coming on today and talk about their upcoming game that they're building, and there's also going to be an opportunity for Gotchi Gang with that game. But I think more importantly, like that's a cool opportunity. But more importantly, uh, there is going to be kind of a mutual relationship between the on the Gotchi Gang side. We're probably going to be doing a mint together with them, and they're also going to be giving us some benefits in their game uh, for uh, for those mint owners. Now that utility is not exactly clear yet. We actually we scheduled this appearance this week, but they actually ended up saying they might need one more week, but that's fine. Once they have more clarity on that, we'll get them back up here and we can have a proper discussion of it. But yeah, I just wanted to set a little bit of context for this. That they're gonna come up and talk about their upcoming game, which probably many of you have already heard about. But it's a really cool game, and they're obviously super legit. So it's a great opportunity for Aavegotchi just to kind of get more break out of our kind of little corner that we have here of Web3 and work with some bigger players. So we're really excited for it. And yeah, they should be coming up here in just a few minutes if they're not already in the audience.
Yeah, I think it's a great kind of win-win mismatch where we at Aavegotchi obviously have something to offer from Web3 and everything we've built out here over the years, and then obviously the other party also has an extensive history and lots to offer. So it's a good match. It's going to be
Yeah.
really cool to see what we can do together.
Yeah, part of the partnership, we kind of insisted that there needs to be some sort of reciprocation on their side. We don't just want to do a mint for Aavegotchi, which would be cool, but we wanted to see our IP with their IP. So again, I don't think we'll have specific details on exactly what that's going to be tonight, but it will be coming very soon. I know Lost Local has met them. I met them once, and then Lost Local had some great meetups with them. I believe it was in Tokyo at the Tokyo Game Show. I think it was, and they're really excited about this partnership. I think it's going to be great. So yeah, we should be just waiting for them to come up. In Singapore, yeah. If you guys are in the chat, feel free to raise your hand. And yeah, hopefully you guys get my hint now. We'll see. Lost Local, do you want to come up and say a few words while we're waiting about just how this is how this came to be?
Yo,
GM, everyone. How's it going?
Hey, good,
Good.
sir.
Yeah, so this has only been, a relationship that's been in the works. We, as you mentioned, there was original conversations about a year ago. And then I did meet some of their team out at GDC in San Francisco. And, they were very eager to chat about what we were doing, and they've been paying attention to our project, which is always great to hear. And then most recently, we were able to get some time together at the RB Verse, which was an Arbitrum Gaming event at Token. So it was cool. I got to play the game that we are talking about, and it was super rad. Definitely fits, our aesthetic overall. But it was great to get a sense of what they're building, and they're working with one of our other big partners, Arbitrum, which is super exciting. So yeah, excited to further the relationship and see where it can go.
Great. And I see she's joined the stage. Welcome everyone to Addie from Ubisoft.
Hello, everyone. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yep, loud and clear.
Okay, great. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you all and be here today. Sorry, for being a few minutes late. My colleague Eva is also joining, and she's going to share a little bit more about the game that was mentioned by Dan and team. And I just wanted to make sure that she knew where she needed to be. She's coming in just a moment. While we're waiting for her, I can go ahead and introduce myself. So I have been working at, and I don't know if this was disclosed yet, but I'm working at Ubisoft. I've been working here for about 5 years on the brand partnership side. So I've been looking at how we can collaborate with brands in a way that is enhancing the overall experience for our players and fitting within our brand strategy. And it could be something as simple as developing a t-shirt and something more complicated like integrating um, Prada into our massive multiplayer sports game, Rider Republic. And we're working really closely with the production studios behind our games, with the brand teams that are putting together our brand strategies, with the communication teams as well, so we know how to properly communicate on these partnerships. And as of recently, it's been about almost 2 years now. I've been working on Web3 in particular with a team at Ubisoft called the Strategic Innovation Lab. Eva's within this team, and she's going to introduce herself in just a bit. And they're responsible for innovating more generally and more specifically building blockchain-based games, which is very exciting. And I'll use that as a transition to Eva and let her uh, introduce herself to you guys.
Great. Thanks to Eva. Welcome everyone. Eva from Ubisoft as well.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Sorry, it's my first time speaking on Discord, so hopefully I'm not going to be too shy. Nice to meet you all. So I'm part of the Strategic Innovation Lab that Adi mentioned, and my role there is to promote the games we are making. And so at the lab, basically, we want to use new technologies to make new types of game models. And of course, the blockchain technology was very interesting for us. So we've been digging into that for a few years now. Perhaps you've heard of Champion Tactics. That was our first game, a Web3 game that we released and that we announced. Sorry, it's not released just yet. And so, yeah, and this summer we announced the second one, Captain Laserhawk, the game, that I will be going into details today, I think. So, yeah.
Great. Any friends in the chat? I know Champion Tactics has been doing kind of like a pre-launch recently. I've been following it in the Discord there. Anyone here in the chat playing Champions Tactics? But the new one, yeah, Captain Laserhawk is the one you guys are going to be talking about today. Maybe you can give a quick overview of what the game is.
Mhm. So, okay, I actually had a few slides, but I don't know if I can share them. If not, I'll try to introduce you to the game only with my voice. So I hope you have a bit of imagination ready. So yeah, the Captain Laserhawk.
Eva,
Yes.
Do you mind if I just introduce them to the brand Captain Laserhawk first?
Of course, yes, please.
Great. This particular game, it's been developed with the Captain Laserhawk Blood Dragon remix brand. Has anyone out there watched the anime TV show on Netflix? Um, if you haven't, you can go check it out. Someone has. I hope you enjoyed it. We released the many of you guys. This is great. Um, and so this particular TV show was used with all of Ubisoft's brands in mind. We just ambitiously and crazily, eccentrically remixed all of Ubisoft's most iconic IPs, from Assassin's Creed to Far Cry to Watch Dogs to Rainbow Six Siege. Rayman is in the show. He plays a TV show host within Eden in the TV series. So it's an anime. We have very strong 90s retro themes within the series because the creator of the show, Adi Shankar, who's behind Castlevania, is a big fan of the 90s, and he's done a really great job with this brand, and we had great reactions to it, and now we are developing this brand even further. There was of course the TV series, and now we're developing a Web3 game, which I'll let Eva speak about.
Thanks. I love the comments. Yes, I really invite you to watch the series. It's actually an interesting one because the creator had carte blanche, as we say in French, to do the whatever he wants with the Ubisoft characters. And in terms of tone, it's a bit new because it's unapologetic. Yeah, so really fun to watch. So I see I should have the possibility to share my screen, which would be nice. Let me see if I can do that. Sorry.
No.
Screen share. Do that. Adi, if you want to talk about anything else while I'm trying to share my screen. Let's see.
Yes, no problem. So I see that someone put a screenshot of the show in the chat. That's wonderful. And so we've been speaking with up there's a
There we go.
there's a
There we go.
Yay! Can you hear me as well?
Yep. Yep.
Yes. Okay. Cool. So I'll just do it like this, and I'm gonna spoil you the slides. So yeah, okay. So that's good because I can show you a bit about the series. I'm just gonna briefly go over it. Please watch the full trailer because it's really nice. But yeah, this is the anime we just talked about, and so
We're
it's
actually
in the
looking at
USA of
Discord. We can't see the
ah
whatever you're sharing.
no. Hi, how do you do that? Shall you change window, maybe? Is that possible? Ajouter des fenêtres. How do I partager? Partager tout l'écran, maybe. Wow. Okay. So, are you able to see my entire screen, perhaps, or just the Discord?
Yeah. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Here we go.
Ah, okay. So sorry. Okay, I'm gonna be brief, because I'm wasting time here. Okay, so this is the series. So you are in the USA of the future, and it's become a technocratic dictatorial regime. and Rayman is the face of the propaganda of this new world, where basically every citizen has to obey the regime. And the two main characters, they are considered as terrorists because they are not submitting to the regime. And then you can see the other characters from famous brands of Ubisoft, such as yes, Rayman, Assassin's Creed, Splinter Cell, and there's even a very famous catcher. So this series was step one. It was October 2023. And from it, there was a couple of things already. And namely, perhaps you've seen the partnership with Sandbox that released the Avatar collection. And so now I'm here to present the game, which is called Captain Ezog the Game. So yesterday, we just announced the minting platform. And with that, we shared an exclusive trailer that I'm just gonna show you because it gives a lot of context, actually. So in this trailer, first of all, you're gonna see the ID cards. So that's going to be your point of entry inside of the video game. So with this ID card, it's a dynamic NFT. And so as you grow inside of the game, your NFT is going to evolve as well. So the ID card, like its name is saying, it's basically your identity as a citizen of Eden. And unfortunately, within the regime of Eden, you gotta go and fight inside of the arena to prove your worth. And this is your ticket to enter the arena. So the video game itself, it's a battle arena. It's a shooter. There's 8 concurrent players, and basically, may the best one win. But it's not the only thing here. So why is the project interesting for us? We want to put on top of the video game itself the Web3 layer. And if I can resume it in 3 points, I think the first and the most important is the community driven aspect of the project. Basically, we want each holder to be able to vote on what he wants to see next inside of the game. That's only one aspect, of course, but I'm going to go deeper into the subject later. We also want this to be, our first humble stone to perhaps the future of gaming, where one day we'll have a bigger interoperability aspect, where maybe, yes, you can go from Captain Laserhawk to Champion Tactics, but maybe later you'll be able to go into other publishers' game as well with your avatar. And then, of course, yes, the Web3 aspect and also the AI that I'm going to talk about later. So the Web3 project as a whole has different canals. If you want to stay tuned with us, it's, I think, mainly on the Discord, but also, of course, on the Twitter. We have a website where we try to gather all the information. So basically, yes, your ID card is going to evolve based on your in-game statistics, but also if you are involved in the ecosystem as a whole. So because it's a dictatorial regime, if you like all the tweets of Eden, for example, it's a good way to be well seen by the regime. But also within the partners ecosystem. So like I said, we really want to try to build something a bit bigger than just with the game itself. And so I think one key component of this game is the Eden social score. So yes, in this dystopia, you have a social score, the Eden score. And to rise this social score, there's 3 ways. Yes, you have to be good inside of the video game itself. And like I said, are you following all the guidelines of the regime? And are you also seen inside of a partner's ecosystems in different ways? So the ID card, this is going to be, yes, one ring to rule them all, basically. We want this NFT to be dynamic, so it will show, yes, your evolution through time inside of the game, but not just the video game, but the whole concept. And so the higher your score, the higher your influence. So like I said, we want people to be able to vote on what features they want to see next in the battle pass, in the next season. And in the series, basically the lore, there's a board of directors. It's 9 directors that are masked. And so we are going to build a narrative around that, where, well, if you're one of the best, perhaps you'll be able to, rule over the hidden world. And so you're gonna be able to vote on, for example, what's the next weapons in the law, what's the next people you're gonna be meeting to fight against, and this kind of examples. So I hope this was clear. I unfortunately cannot say too much at this stage because you've seen our communication has just started. So yeah, make sure to follow our channels, I guess. And yeah, this is it for me. Perhaps I can show you a bit about the roadmap. So we started communicating this summer about the game with our partner Arbitrum. It's on the Arbitrum One blockchain that the NFTs are going to be minted. Right now, we are, kick-starting the project, announcing the partnership like the one yesterday. We were at Token side event. I don't know if maybe I saw some of you and people were able to play the game in early access. There was a beta in August actually, so maybe some of you have actually played the game, but it was under NDA, so please don't talk about it. And yes, I haven't put any months because it would be a spoil, but of course, ahead of us is the mint. We also want to have the token gated tournament starting because it's a very competitive game. And I'm eager you can play it because it's very fast paced and very fun. And then we'll be able to start, the motions voting with the community and, go um, deeper into the project. So yes, that's it for me, and thank you for listening.
Awesome. Yeah, it's just sounds like a lot of fun. I wish I was able to play it at Token. Wasn't able to attend, but really cool. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? There's a lot that we're working up with Ubisoft on some potential cross collabs between Aavegotchi and some of the Ubisoft IP. Is there anything you guys want to say about that before we're gonna have to head to our own DAO call here very soon? But is there any closing calls to action or any alpha you guys wanted to give about that partnership? Maybe
Eddie,
yeah, if maybe Addie or you're muted.
Um, so we'll come back to you guys most likely next week after discussing with the. We have some discussions this upcoming week with the production and all the teams that are really involved in the game to determine the kind of remaining or the answers to the remaining questions we have in relation to our partnership. So we're excited to come back to you guys with a little bit more information soon. But we still wanted to join today and say hello, get to know you a bit, and to share a little bit about Captain Laserhawk, the game. So sorry, this is a little bit of a tease, but
No, it's
um,
great first meeting. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm glad we can just finally talk about the partnership publicly.
completely. Thank you so much to Eva for being here and introducing the game and on behalf of the lab. And if you guys have any questions, we are of course happy to answer them.
So, well, encourage everyone to head over to was it Eden Online, the Discord over there. Feel free. Someone can drop a link over to the Discord if anyone wants to join the chat over there and keep abreast of all the upcoming announcements for that. And thank you so much to Addie and Eva for joining today's chat. And yeah, whenever you guys have any more info that we can confirm, happy to have you on again to talk more about what we've been cooking up on our side.
Yeah, I mean, I had the pleasure to meet some of the DAO members at some Web3 events in the past, and what you guys are cooking is really cool. So we are definitely following that at the lab, just so you know. Big fan.
Awesome.
Thank you very much
I
for
can
having
tell.
us.
I feel like some of the stuff you guys are doing may or may not be inspired by Aavegotchi. If it's not, that's fine. But either way, we're on very similar paths. I think with this new game, sounds like there's a lot of kind of DAO centric governance that's going to be a part of it. So I really like that, and the dynamic NFTs part, of course. Cool. Well, I think we're gonna switch gears here to the DAO call. Speaking of DAOs,